This time, our story is set in the divine realm with the goddess of healing, Rista, is assigned to choose a hero from Earth to save a difficulty level S world, Gaybrand, from destruction. This sounds like a huge responsibility, which it is, considering how freaked out she is over this. After much thought, Rista settles on choosing this one spectacular contender, Seiya Ryujuin, who has exceedingly phenomenal abilities. She is over the moon, but it's still too early to celebrate. As the hero Seiya is summoned, Rista is head over heels with what she sees.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Taken by his good looks and starting to have, those kinds of thoughts. Calm down, girlie. I know he's cute, but like, give it a rest. She composes herself and explains the situation to him. He is not quick to believe her because, after all, she is a complete stranger to him. But as the stats reveal, he does believe her. As she calls him to see the realm for himself, he declines and instead opts for working out to further increase his level.
Monkey!
Well, you can never be too careful, I guess. This bothers Rista, who is already annoyed by his antics.
I wanna fucking kill myself as well.
And the show's just started, like this is the first 5 or so minutes. Rista has her hopes up. He is, after all, 1 in 100 million, no matter how annoying he is. She arranges the place for him with all the necessities and brings him food, which he declines because he thinks it's poison. Just eat it! Things are moving more slowly than Rista likes, but her role is supporting the hero. She is not to disturb him while he trains. More than a week passes, and Seiya is finally ready to face the challenge. Rista takes him to the land of Gaybrand, in a small village to buy some weaponry. Seiya purchases excessive armors and supplies. I don't know if she's got the budget for that. They meet Nina, a small girl, and her father. Nina gives Seiya a small flower as a gesture to ward off all evil.
Sing, sing, sing!
Rista makes him take it when he's about to offend the girl.
Motherfucker!
After facing a tiny little slime monster, he unleashes his best attacks continuously, which obliterates the little guy. Sorry, I'm feeling squeaky today. All this commotion brings the Demon Lord's henchmen to the scene. Chaos Machina is the Demon Lord's heavenly king. There are 4 in total, no biggie. The vibe on this one is spooky, to say the least, and Seiya heads for the hills, leaving Rista behind.
I am the one!
The freaked out Rista catches up, opens a portal, and they escape to the divine realm. There isn't much time. Seiya has to start preparing now. Chaos starts slashing up the villagers and takes some hostages, including Nina's father. Rista sees this in her magical crystal and wants to return, but Seiya is too busy training.
I will fucking laser you.
He even thinks that the flower Nina gave him is unlucky. This offends Rista. After much convincing, they finally reach the village to defeat Chaos. But Chaos has other plans. After witnessing Seiya's level, she transforms herself into this horrendous-looking monster.
I have arrived!
The level of her ability is much higher now. Beating her seems impossible, especially considering Seiya's pretty small in comparison. I mean, what?
What?
Psych! Seiya uses his sword's phoenix power and obliterates the gruesome thing. Turns out he's a lot more powerful than he's letting on. He was just trying to, hide his acquired skills.
Fight!
He could have taken down Chaos before, but he wanted to be more prepared.
This is big brain time.
As Rista hugs him, he shoves her away.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Later on, he burns the remains of Chaos and consequently burns the villagers and their shops. They're both kicked out of the village. Seiya accepts the money that Nina's father offers. He also kept the flower that Nina gave him earlier, so maybe he does have a heart after all. Back in the divine realm, Seiya has reached his maximum level from training, and Rista is annoyed with him more than ever. A goddess, Arya, suggests that Seiya should practice with the god of combat, Sirius. He only stops when the head goddess Ishtar tasks the duo with another mission. Poor Sirius can finally take a long and relaxing bath. As they reach town, they stock up on the holy water to curb the undead monsters, and moving on, they arrive at the church to meet with their allies.
Nani?
Just when the allies Ilulu and Mash are introducing themselves as the inheritors of the dragon blood, Seiya pours the holy water on the priest like it's no one's business. What do I see? The priest turns out to be undead and was plotting to kill everyone. Good save, Seiya. This comes as a shocker to everyone, and the not-priest reveals that an army of 10,000 is approaching the town, and something has to be done. Being absolutely paranoid, Seiya pours more holy water on everyone else including Rista, for good measure. And of course, Rista is hella offended.
Are you crazy? You're fucking.
Seiya proceeds to blast away the undead in true Seiya fashion while everyone runs for their lives. Also, the church burns down.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Seiya trashes his two allies, calling them dead weight because they're super underleveled. Afterward, he just soars in the sky using his newly acquired flying skill towards the marching undead. Also, he leaves Rista behind again, but Rista isn't having any of this. She tries catching up to him, but to no avail. Seiya is too damn fast.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
After seeing her struggle, he holds her in and takes her with him. So he does have a heart. I don't know, is this gonna be cute? I don't know, you decide. Seiya uses all his might to throw a meteor towards the army, just absolutely obliterating them. Yeah, you heard it right, he used a heckin' meteor. The sheer amount of energy he uses takes a toll on him and he has to rest. Your companions aren't so dead weight now, are they? Later at the inn, Rista learns from Ilulu that Mash has gone missing. They receive a mysterious myriad that reveals that Mash has been taken captive by none other than the second heavenly king, Death Magla. These names are really something, you know that?
Not funny, man.
What they see before them is horrifying. Death Magla has been torturing Mash using various methods. Our foresighted hero has already prepared for this circumstance, though. Seiya designed a sword combined with Goddess's hair through a special process called synthesis. This unique sword can transcend space. He slashes Death Magla's hand, who's seriously taken aback, and the hero returns to the divine realm with Rista, where time moves a little more slowly. He asks the head goddess Ishtar to open a portal to Death Magla. Ishtar shouldn't really intervene with human matters, but she is impressed with Seiya's abilities and obliges. They reach there just in time, and Rista heals Mash's wounds from the torture the monster inflicted. Death Magla reveals his creation, Dark Virus, who is immune to all sword attacks. Just when beating him seemed absolutely impossible, Seiya pulls another Deus Ex Machina. Wouldn't you know it, Seiya has been preparing more synthesis products with Rista's hair.
This big brain time.
And produces an ice-turning bracelet.
Sometimes my genius it's almost frightening.
Using his punches, he turns Dark Virus into ice and eliminates him with his Phoenix Thrust skill. Fire and ice are polar opposite abilities, but Seiya mastered them with ease. Guess all that intense training paid off. With Virus gone, it's now the Heavenly King's turn to get his ass beat. And he's very scared. Seiya is really prepared, and we all know how thorough he is with cleaning up messes. At the end, Mash wakes up. He is grateful to Seiya for saving him. And Seiya invites Mash and Ilulu to be his, baggage carriers. They're both overjoyed to be his apprentices, so I guess Seiya isn't as heartless as he lets on? It's almost as if it's a consistent character trait. Before setting out on another adventure, they travel to the Divine Realm. The kids must be well prepared before they can venture out, and who better to train them than Sirius, the mighty god himself? After some thought, he takes Mash in for some intense training. Ilulu is taken in by Hestiaka, who's the goddess of fire. After ridding himself of his babysitting duties, Seiya sets out to find a trainer for himself.
You what?
Rista bumps into Valkyrie, who belittles and harasses her, which kinda sucks. But Seiya approaches her for some training, cause she's ruthless as hell, but his attitude sets her off. Before things get messy, Arya intervenes. After breaking off the tension, she introduces Seiya to the goddess of war, Adelina. She shows us a glimpse of her ability, the Eternal Sword, which lets her move at a quick pace.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
She agrees to train Seiya, so I guess we'll see where this goes. After 3 days, Mash has leveled up quite significantly, and so has Seiya. Also, plot twist, the creepy goddess Adelina has fallen head over heels for Seiya. She dresses all cute for him and even bakes a creepy little cake. She declares her love for him, but our hero isn't too fond of her. The group leaves to find the dragon's den, where a mysterious and powerful weapon lies. To enter the den, though, they require torches. They buy some from the dwarves' shops, and Seiya wants to buy 500 torches, but Rista doesn't have the money for that. Later, Mash and Ilulu lead the way. When they reach the den, they break a seal that only Dragonkin can open. Before Mash and Ilulu could be actually helpful for once, Seiya just breaks the seal with his sword thrashing. Sometimes he's kinda careful and prepared, and sometimes he just wants to break some shit. Inside of the seal reveals a magical circle that would direct them to the dragon village. There, they would be given the mysterious weapon. Seiya's cautiousness acts up again, and he puts a lizard on the platform. After its safe return, they decide to step into the magic circle. In the dragon village, they meet the leader Levier. She transforms Mash into a dragon, which gives him more power, and reveals Ilulu to be the mysterious weapon Exation that must be sacrificed.
What?
Ilulu faces an impossible decision. Reluctantly, she accepts her destiny for the greater good.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
At the sword ceremony, Rista, Seiya, and Mash eat the cookies and drink the wine. I thought it was bread, but hey, whatever. Meanwhile, Ilulu is to be thrown into the abyss. Just when she begins to have second thoughts, the guards start shoving her, which sucks. Seiya comes to the rescue. Losing one of his baggage carriers is way too much of a hassle for him. Before anything happens, Mash and Rista fall to their knees. The dragon leader reveals that the food was laced with a paralytic.
This big brain time.
Ouchies. Good thing Seiya never ate it because of his overcautious nature and his disgust with food made by lizards. Levier transforms into an almighty dragon, and what is up with bad guys and their transformations in this show? Jesus! It's a good thing Seiya came prepared because he unleashes his demon-slaying sword.
Holy shit.
The sword is synthesized from a platinum sword and one hair from both Ilulu and Mash, and 100 of Rista's hair. Battle between Seiya and the dragon leader begins. He fights ferociously, but is unmatched by her high HP level. Seiya thrusts both his swords towards her because dual-wielding. Levier casts a spell on Ilulu, who would die in less than 3 minutes. Levier puts on a shield of hard armor, and swords are useless, but Seiya puts up a fight. All this time, Seiya has been pushing her to the edge, and with one last blow, she falls.
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
But she is a dragon after all. As soon as she undoes her shielding and flies, she finds out her wings are torn. Seiya had attacked her wings before she could turn on her shielding as a precaution. Levier falls to her death and just poof. After all, the sword required the blood of a female with dragon blood. Curse is lifted and Ilulu is freed. Later, Rista confronts Seiya about the sword because it isn't Exation. Seiya comes clean. He had synthesized it then, and they do not have the sword. They must battle the Demon Lord without it, which comes as a major shock. But before they can escape from the den, an army waits for them at the exit. The army that appears at the end of the cave is the Rose Guard Knights. They're to ask for Seiya's assistance in combating the horde of flies attacking the kingdom, which is led by their leader, Beelzebub. As cute as that name sounds, the creature is a massive, giant, slimy talking fly, so yikes. While Rista is taken aback by the head fly's high level, Seiya is trying to figure out its mouth parts. The flies then initiate what they call reverse fireworks. They hoist the soldiers and then drop them. This leaves a trail of human entrails and blood. Seiya and the rest stay hidden. It's no time for a heroic display. Even though Mash wanted to step in, Seiya knew they were no match. The flies are much faster and demonic. The head fly announces that they will continue this mystifying terror of theirs unless the hero shows up. The group heads out only when the swarm has left. Later on, they meet the hasty and passionate captain, Rosalie. Rosalie wanted to avenge her soldiers, but due to her soldiers' reservation, she heads to the fort to regroup and plan their—
Boring!
At the fortress of Olga, the group joins the meeting. Rosalie and her generals are working on a plan of action and ask for Seiya's input, which is of course a massive mistake, as we all know.
Why you bullying me?
Seiya continues listing all the possibilities to check before the meeting resumes, like the existence of imposters. He continues terrorizing everyone until Rosalie just has enough of it. She puts her foot down and dude, shut up. She decides that they will march into Beelzebub's lair and attack. Seiya disagrees because they're underprepared. He refuses this plan and wants to train some more because he's a prepared man. Rosalie hurls insults at him, saying how he stood there as her soldiers were slaughtered. As soon as Rosalie jumps forward to tackle him, he does the most unexpected thing ever. He just slaps Rosalie across the face in a room full of people, repeatedly. After getting slapped around, Rosalie is left with red swollen cheeks, tears, and just snot everywhere. The group returns to the divine realm for Seiya to train. Rista introduces Seiya to the goddess of archery, Mitis. She can shoot 7 arrows consecutively, very accurately. Seiya agrees to learn from her and has 3 days to prepare. Back to Rista, she learns that Adelina is more freakish than ever because of how Seiya left things with her.
Hey!
She meets Adelina, who looks terrifying, to say the least. The goddess of war is mad, and Seiya has hell to pay. Rista runs to Seiya to warn him about Adelina, and what do you know? He's standing right behind Rista. Things are about to get nasty, but Seiya calms her down and pets her head. And Adelina reverts to being cute and in love. Honestly, relatable. Rista learns that Midas is not a force to be reckoned with. She lusts for male heroes and desires them. Without missing a beat, Rista speeds over to Seiya. Midas can be seen nude, tied to ropes, inviting Seiya in. Man, she's weird, but at least Seiya's a tough nut to crack, I guess. Midas frantically crawls towards Mesh, which is scaring the bejesus out of me. But before she can, Seiya shoots 5 arrows and sticks her to the tree. And they finally escape that ordeal in one piece. In the fortress of Olga, they learn that Rosalie has left to fight the bugs. The group reaches the lair and finds Rosalie climbing up a tree.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
But Beelzebub spots her and hoists her up.
Oh my god!
Seiya instructs Rista to go and distract Beel so that he may strike his arrow. He inferred from seeing the goddess that Seiya must be nearby. As a precaution, he flies further up in the sky to throw Rosalie to her death.
Oh my god!
Just in time, Seiya shoots an arrow and Rista is quick to catch her. Beel suspects that Seiya must be closer, and before you know it, the hero unleashes the 7 arrows. The arrows turn into birds that thrust at Beel's body, and he's absolutely eaten. Rosalie informs Rista about the armor that can be used against a demon lord, and as the group reaches the village to acquire that mysterious armor, they find the village on fire. Near the shop, they face the 3rd Heavenly King, Kickapoo. He has destroyed the armor. The creature is more powerful than Seiya has ever seen, and his level cannot be determined, which means it's over 9,000 at the very least, am I right, guy? Rista opens the portal to the Divine Realm, and Seiya is injured, but he manages to throw Mash and Ilulu into the portal.
Stop it. Get some help.
And kicks Rista in, much to her intense dismay. Rista heals a small scratch on Seiya's request, though there wasn't really any need. A few minutes later, the demon manifests itself in the demon realm. None of the gods or goddesses can stop him, and he flops them away like pancakes. Seiya has no clue how to defeat it, so they just keep running away. He leads the demon towards Valkyrie, and the demon destroys Valkyrie's painting, and she is enraged. Valkyrie unleashes the power of destruction and entraps the demon into the gates of Valhalla. She later falls to the ground, and her body just spurts out blood, and she enjoys it? Seiya asks Valkyrie to train him. He has to acquire more skills if he is to defeat his opponents. Valkyrie agrees. He synthesizes another sword using the remaining part of the mysterious armor and gets a training. Rista goes to take a much-needed bath because everyone keeps reminding her that she stinks and smells awful. And when Rista returns, she finds Seiya and Valkyrie in a very questionable position on the bed.
Nani?
Yikes. Okay, so she freaks out, and this cannot happen. But Valkyrie assures her that it's not what she's thinking, and this is all part of the training. Fire! They leave the realm to the village, this time to face the last of the Demon King, Eraser Kaiser.
What the fuck?
To fight the foe, the capital's greatest warrior, the War Master, emerges and kills Eraser Kaiser with a flick of his sword. Why can't War Master defeat the Demon Lord if he's so damn strong? It's revealed later when he turns into a freaking baby, but what? Rosalie arrives and clears up the situation for everyone. Seiya decides to tour the village while the War Master returns to his usual form. A messenger arrives in the castle announcing that the remaining Demon Lord's followers are attacking the capital, and Seiya decides to go and leaves Rista alone. The War Master has turned back to normal, so he invites Rista to the cathedral. He reveals that he's the Demon Lord's follower and plans to kill the goddess and Seiya using a deity killing sword. One that destroys the virtual and real soul. After he traps Rista, Seiya heroically arrives. He kicks away Rista from harm's way and draws his sword at the War Master.
So halal mode.
He only came back to check on Rista. As the fight begins, it seems like Seiya has the upper hand, but soon the War Master slices off his arm and goes for the head. But Seiya slashes the War Master's arm just in time. The pain is too much for the War Master to bear as he soon falls and reverts to his old self, the baby, closer to death. And Rista heals Seiya's arm because Deus Ex Machina. Rosalie can't bear to look at her father, but Seiya smacks the sense into her and tells her to talk to her father one last time. Tears are shed and feelings are shared before the War Master dies. Rista and the others enjoy one relaxing day, courtesy of that training freak Seiya. They all go out shopping, and at sundown, Seiya doesn't return and everyone starts to worry. In the Divine Realm, Ishtar reveals the truth. Seiya went to the Demon Lord all on his own. What? Why would he do such a thing when he knows that the Demon Lord has a chain of destruction? Moreover, Seiya has reached the highest level. The only thing left to learn was the opening of the gates of Valhalla, which he had through a very questionable ritual. There's more that Rista should learn though. Ishtar reveals Rista's memories to her, In her previous life, Rista was Princess Tiana, living in a different world. The goddess Arya and the hero Seiya appear to have saved her world. Back then, Seiya was a completely different person. He wasn't the overly cautious guy we know today. Seiya was hasty and wanted to kill the Demon Lord faster than ever. All he wanted was for the Reign of Terror to end. When they finally overpowered the Demon Lord, they let their guard down, and the Demon Lord revived himself and killed all of Seiya's friends in front of him. Seiya lost that day. It was fate that Tiana was reborn as a novice goddess. Restart. Haha, get it? It's restart. And she chose Seiya as the hero. When Seiya looked into his status, there was a message for him. Rista decided to go and help Seiya before it was too late.
Bouncer.
Mashin and Lulu tag along because they gotta help their buddy. At the Demon Lord's castle, Seiya is busy fighting the demon, and they're both going ham right now. As the last resort, Seiya unleashes the gate to Valhalla and entraps the Demon Lord, but the recoil from the gate injures him. The goddess uses all of her energy to heal Seiya, even knowing that she might lose her powers and face punishment from the head gods. The blood spurting out of Seiya stops, and all is safe. Before anything lovey-dovey can happen, Seiya pushes Rista away from him. Because of course, he doesn't remember anything from the past. But surprise, surprise, the Demon Lord has escaped. Seiya once again unleashes his gates of Valhalla to lock up the Demon Lord. The demon is trapped, but the gate asks for his compensation, which is his life. Which is a bit much, but despite Rista's attempts to heal him, he's still absolutely obliterated. Nothing more can be done. In his final moments, Seiya remembers his past. And man, can this day get any worse for him? Rista has to return to her realm, and Mashin and Lulu are taken in by the Rose Guard Kingdom as knights to serve their country. Rosalie finally accepts Seiya as a hero. Seiya looks really down despite everyone's attempts to cheer her up. The head goddess Ishtar calls for Rista. Rista must be punished for her acts, and she agrees. For her punishment, she must save an SS difficulty level world without her divine healing abilities, or else her godhood would be stripped from her. Rista agrees to this arrangement, and Ishtar gives her the names of candidates to choose from. One of the pages reveals a candidate with exceptional powers.
Oh shit, not good.
He's overly cautious.
Stop the cap.
And wouldn't you know it, that hero is none other than Seiya. And Rista is overjoyed, seeing as she'd be reunited with Seiya again. I can't get enough of these two. This is gonna be the best slow burn fantasy anime ever!